everyone, this is Sandra from Spirit of Avalon. So yesterday I went on a trip into London to meet up with the lovely Richard at Longman Tarot. We have met before and we've been to Glastonbury, but I hadn't met with Richard since last August, so getting on for a year since we last met up. So it was a really lovely day. We went to the usual places, Watkins and Atlantis books, and I didn't know if I would be spending money, but I'd got a limit on what I could spend, because I need to pay for other things and make sure that I'm not spending too much money, because I've got glasses and other things to pay for. So anyway, I did pick up a few things, so I will just show you. I mean, there are a couple of decks here that were on my wish list. So again, I had in mind, I had one in particular in mind that I wanted to try and pick up if I saw it, and the other one I happened to see that was on my wish list as well. But anyway, let's start with the books. So outside of Watkins, they always have these, I suppose you might call bargain bins, like baskets with books in that are second-hand. So they mark them down, like this one was £2. And this one I was thinking of buying. I'd looked at it on Amazon. So it's Rewild, The Art of Returning to Nature by Nick Baker. So I thought it looked really good. So trapped indoors by our busy technology-driven lives, we have become less connected to our natural surroundings. We need rewilding. Naturalist and broadcaster Nick Baker combines memoir with expert practical advice on how to tune into nature and rediscover that vital connection to the wild. Rewild makes a passionate, coherent and inspiring case for the joy of returning to nature. So that sounded really good, and because I had kind of put this into my basket but not clicked buy on it, and I thought for £2 it doesn't even look second hand, does it? It looks like new. So I picked that one up. This next one, oh my god, it's got the worst book cover I have ever seen. But it didn't stop me getting it because it sounded good when you look at the back of it. So this is Glastonbury Psychogeography. I mean, seriously guys, it's really, could you not have chosen a different picture? But I will explain. So obviously you can see the tour in the background, and there's a lady that runs a Facebook page called Normal for Glastonbury, which I'm on, and every year she does a postcard type book called Crap Views from the Tour, or Crap Views of the Tour. This would definitely be in that Crap Views of the Tour book, wouldn't it? It would be a good one, I think. But apparently the reason why this has been chosen, when you look inside, it says that the view is taken from the area of the source of the 1998 Glastonbury Legionnaires' disease outbreak, looking across to the former location of McDonald's. But even so, I mean, really. So I wanted to get this because it sounds good. History, mythology, occult, literature, harmony and horror, the living presence of the past. It's by Paul Weston. On the back it says, this is a unique blending of psychogeography and psychic questing, providing some remarkable perspectives on the historical mythic landscape of Glastonbury and its powerful genius Loki. The works of great visionaries provide a context for the modern experiences of the author, includes The View over the Hawksmoor Matrix, The Visionary Cities of William Blake, The Demonic Genius of John Cowper Powys, Great Memoria, The Eternal Abbey, Wariel Hill and the Fisher King's Song, Collector of Souls, The Parkwood Murder and Twin Peaks, The Wirral Park Roundabout Mystery, Glastonbury Romance 2003, The Artist as Magician, The Visit of C.G. Jung to Glastonbury, Abraxas in the Abbey, Kentucky Tescopolis, The Non-Place Membrane, and Holy Thorn Trauma. So, and it's featuring William Blake, Alistair Crowley, Dion Fortune, etc. And it's a book I hadn't got. It's one I'd never seen. And it says Glastonbury's a gateway to the unseen, which is a quote by Dion Fortune. And it was $11.99, this book. But I cannot with this. So I'm going to try and cover it. Now, Giselle gave me an idea of trying to do like a type of collage over it, but I'm not an arty person, and I'm just thinking, do I try to collage pieces and just stick on the actual book, or should I put like a background piece of like nice paper on this part and then collage onto that? I'm not sure, because I'm not gonna, let the book go or give it away and things like that. So I don't think it will matter too much. But every time I get this out, I mean, like they say, don't judge a book by the cover, but it's terrible, guys, terrible. I mean, Giselle did say to me, laughing, she said, let's hope the book's not as crap as the picture on the front. I don't think it will be. But anyway, so there was that one, also from Watkins. And the other book I got from Watkins was again by the same author, Paul Weston, and this is the Glastonbury Zodiac and Earth Mysteries Ufology, the Making of a Modern Myth. So I mean, this one I had to get, and this cover is nice. See, something like this on the front cover of that other one would have been nice. So this says, the Glastonbury Zodiac and Earth Mysteries Ufology is a unique exploration of a visionary realm that helped to shape the modern development of the mystical capital of Britain. It shows the influence of ideas concerning Atlantis and ancient astronauts during the heady days of the 60s and 70s and places them alongside ley lines and the landscape zodiac. So this is quite cool. Atlantis of the Heart, from Dion Fortune to Space Migration, Psychedelic 60s Ufology, Flying Saucer Vision, and Warminster, David Bowie's Free Festival, Andrew Collins' Journey from Glastonbury to a Giza Cave Discovery, and the Morpheum Mystery. I quite like Andrew Collins as an author, and he also, you see him sometimes on Ancient Aliens, a programme on TV, is really good. I like the way he explains things. So there was that one, which is also $11.99. But these books, so it was these two and the second-hand book were from Watkins, and I had a £10 off voucher. So I got all three for £15, which, you can't really complain at, can you? So I didn't get any decks in Watkins because I find they're not that great really for decks anymore. They did have some indie decks in there, but their prices for indie decks are over £50. What they did have in there, though, in case anybody is after this deck in the UK and you're able to get to Watkins in London, they had the Somnia Tarot in there, which is one that's quite expensive to get from overseas. So they had the Somnia Tarot and they had the bigger guidebook that goes with it in there too. So for anybody that might be after that deck, if you're able to get to Watkins in London, or if you know somebody that might be able to pick it up for you and send to you if you're in the UK, might be another option, because they had quite a few copies of it in there. So just in case, for anyone that might be interested. So then, you know, we had a coffee before, Richard and I had a coffee before we went to Watkins. We went to Watkins and then we just had a drink in one of the pubs there. Then we went on to Atlantis, and in there, now this deck has been on my, now this is still sealed, guys, because I will do separate walkthroughs of both of these decks. And I've been wanting this for ages, the Citadel, a fantasy oracle, and this is by Fez Inkwright and his a Liminal 11 production. So they had this in Atlantis, and I was like, yes, because I was looking for it in Watkins, thinking they would have it because it being Liminal 11, and I've seen their decks in Watkins before, but there wasn't any Liminal 11 decks in there. So I don't know whether they're not stocking their things or they just haven't got stock at the moment. But I was like, oh yes. As soon as I saw this, I said to Richard, oh, the Citadel. And he looked at it and said, is this going to be a Sandra made me do it? I said, oh, I don't know. He had a look, but he said it wasn't for him, which is fine. You know, we all like different things. So there was that. And the one other deck that I bought, because when I saw it, I was like, that's on my wish list. And I was saying to Richard, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I? He said, well, it could be your treat for the month. I thought, yeah, but I've just got those books and the Citadel, and should I get this as well? Should I really treat myself that much? Anyway, I did get it, guys, and it's Tarot of the Owls. And to be fair, I had a look on Amazon to see the price, and the difference in price between Amazon and Atlantis was £5, which, okay, it's more, but it's not a huge amount more. A lot of the decks now on Amazon I find are quite expensive a lot of the time. Sometimes if you watch, they will go down in price a little bit. So sometimes you have to like put them in your basket or on your wish list and just keep an eye on them and see if they go down in price. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, Tarot of the Owls. They had it in the window and I said to Richard, oh my God. You know, but it looks lovely. I mean, look at it. Oh, of course it's in one of these big Llewellyn boxes. It was another one that wasn't for Richard because he said he didn't think he could deal with like pinky coloured owls and things like that. And you know, not everything is for everyone, is it? And he's being more careful about what he buys in terms of decks. He said to me he probably wasn't going to buy any decks, and he didn't, to be fair. I, as you can see, did, as well as the books. But you know, I got the books cheaper because I'd got that £10 off voucher. So I got these two decks, but I did also pick up this little book in Atlantis, which is the Avebury, you know, the little wooden books, and they're £5.99, because I've got a couple of these. I've got one on trees and one on runes, I think, and I didn't have the Avebury one, and I thought I'm going to pick it up when I saw it there. So yeah, so that was the total of things that I bought. And even now, you know, I'm terrible because I'll buy things and then I like feel guilty later on. I'm like, oh, but that deck was £35 and that one was 20 something, and I'm thinking, oh, that adds up to this, and should I have really done that? And you know, I haven't like overspent and spent the grocery money or my money for my glasses or anything like that. But I still think, oh, you know, I've got the money for my glasses for the opticians, but I'm still thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't have spent that. I am terrible for doing that. It's feeling guilty and then thinking, what can I sell to get the money back? And it's like, no, stop. But yeah, and I know that I've got something else that I need to pay for that is, you know, a fair bit of money as well, and that's at the back of my mind all the time. I'm thinking I need to pay that, I need to pay that. So don't kind of go mad. But I think this will be the only spending I'll be doing for a little while with decks, and definitely with books, because I've got a lot of books anyway that I need to read. So I don't think I'm going to be really spending anything, because I'm going to be hopefully meeting up with Giselle at the beginning of July. We're not going to be spending loads of money, because Giselle's like me, she hasn't got lots of money, and we might be visiting a few charity shops, which I quite like if you've got decent ones near you. I don't have decent charity shops near me, so it'll be nice to do that with Giselle, and then we're just going to have lunch together and stuff. So that's not going to be a big spendy thing. And then the next time I'm away anywhere where I might spend money is in August. So yeah, so I think, you know, I'm good for now. So yeah, so that was the things that I did get. And as I said, these two decks I will do separate walkthroughs of. You know, they're not well, they're fairly recent decks, but other people do have these, and I'm sure there's other walkthroughs, but I will do my own and just give my opinion and what I think and everything about the decks. So yeah, so that was it. It was a lovely day in London. I got back, I think, about 7:30, something like that, by the time, you know, the train got back, because it's like 28 stops or something, and then I have to get like a taxi from there, so back home. So yeah, but it was really lovely. So yeah, anyway, I'm sure I will be back soon, probably with walkthroughs of these two, and I will talk to you then. So bye for now.